And then the guy said, elephants, those are only pink. All right, we're officially on air. You people are supposed to be seeing us right now. So we're doing Google Hangouts on air for the first time. And it gave me a thing here, Rhino. We've got 8 hours to figure this out before they kick us off of YouTube.
Okay.
So before we absolutely have to go.
Good.
Oh my God. All right. Looks like somebody's actually in the chat room right now. Sammy, is that your Sammy? Oh, because I don't think it's
Yeah, that's
the four-legged Sammy that I got around here. So I guess you left the room. Well, it's going to be an eventful night, everybody. Just like it always is. We're going to give Chaka a few laughs. So he's going to put in his 5 minutes, laugh, and then send a message to us going, man, you guys are awesome. Keep screwing up. That's your thing.
I think that's our niche, man. I'm pretty sure.
It could be. Don't knock it. Okay, let me try. I'm going to screen share, and I'm going to try to screen share with Quick Player. All right, let's bring this up. Select the window to show. Start the screen share. And that's on now. And you're screen sharing. So, I don't know. Presumably, the song would play here. Oh, you know what you may need to do is put this back with the music, and maybe that'll resolve this issue that we're having.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
What's going on?
Just mouth it off.
Can you hear that?
No.
Oh,
But
okay. It looks good. Sounds great on my end.
I can't hear it at all.
All right, so I'll just add that to the. And we're back. Welcome to Animal Instinct Show tonight, everybody.
So the link that is that on the blog? I mean, on the website? Or
I put it on
YouTube?
Facebook. It's on our website that it goes to. I presume that it's working because Sammy was able to join.
Okay.
So, Sammy, if you can see us and you want to type something, we'll see how long the delay is. I put it on low latency, so.
Sammy was able to join.
And I just heard myself. I sound great.
Damn, you heard that?
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty. The delay wasn't that bad, man. It was actually pretty good. I just can't see if I can. Yeah. We'll test it out real quick. Say something.
I need to say something right about now. Oh, no. I said that a long time ago.
Put it on low
I
latency.
forget that's looping back through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm hearing myself on delay.
So where would the chats be? Because that's chat with us via the link below.
Yep. So what I did on my computer, I opened that as a new frame. That's a JavaScript. So I have a separate window for myself so I can see people. I don't know if you'll be able to do that on whatever device you're using. We're, as is per usual, we're waiting for people. Oh no, Sammy left the room again. So, but she was on and off. Okay, so they can join, and that thing is working. And this is great. Wow, we're growing up a little bit. You're way over there. I'm way over here.
And this is
Oh, I lower this.
wow.
I want to lower that. All right, cool.
Yay. Yeah, and the advantage of having this Google Hangouts is that when either one of us talks, it handles that rendering for us. So we become the dominant screen, whoever's talking.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, there's trouble.
What?
Can you see the chat room?
No, I have no idea how to get to it. I feel so retarded right now.
Porque tú eres
I'm an IT guy. I'm an ITS. I can't figure this out. I feel like an old man already. How do you work the picture-in-picture?
Niño, ven aquí. Yo no entiendo esto, caballero, la verdad. Man, I hate when Cubans get into that register of frustration. No, no entiendo, la verdad. And it's just, they give up. No, Facebook Live is a dick, Tyson. So no more Facebook Live. Yeah, I don't know. We're giving this a go. We're trying to drive people to our website because we're thinking way out ahead that we're going to be so popular that Facebook is going to block us when we start admitting that we don't like black people. That they're going to go, oh, yeah, you can.
Oh.
So.
Oh, wait. I don't even have a pad anymore. Never mind.
So.
You're like, oh, they're gonna.
So we're giving this. Wow. I don't know how long the delay is there, Tyson. So I put on low latency. Hopefully this will go out. You got renamed. Guess 953.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Are you guess 95358? What is your deal, bro? Are you guess 95358?
You have 30 seconds to identify to your nickname before it is changed. Fuck off.
Yeah. If Patty just sent me a private message, Patty, you have to go through the Facebook chat or just go to animalinstincts.blogspot.com. And the very first thing there, you sign in and it'll render a chat room. It'll have a Kiwi insignia. You sign in and you go. All right. So it looks like people are gradually getting to us. We've delayed for 10 minutes. This is going to be awesome. The chats are very responsive.
Where are you seeing the actual chats, though? Because I sent a message and I still see nothing.
No? Oh, now it kicked you out.
See, because did it?
But I saw about testing a horn in my mouth.
Did you? Okay.
The frame, since it's a JavaScript frame, there's no notification on Facebook and no link on the Animal Instincts page. You're saying, Patty? Because I seen it. Yeah, you have to click on the link and it'll take you away from Facebook. It's not going to be on Facebook tonight.
Everybody wants it on Facebook.
Everybody wants it on Facebook, but
getting used to it.
The comments blow on Facebook. There's now Tyson's out here. Okay.
That is my password. Let's see. I don't know if that is the password. I'm just making stuff up.
So much post-production work already in the works.
Today's title, Shooting the Shit.
All right. Welcome to the Animal Instinct Show podcast. We're a Miami podcast that talks about the news that the news won't dare cover. All right, so on the show today, what I have on my end, Charles Kinsey filed a lawsuit against Jonathan Oleda, and the lawsuit is posted publicly. So wanted to cover that. Yeah, Miami New Times said, hey, here's the whole lawsuit. So we'll discuss what's in there. Jonathan Oleda, WPLG actually has been really good. Say hi, Patty's here. Here's the whole show, the popular part of the show. On your phone, I don't know if it's going to work. So you click there. And oh, God, it sent you here. Open it in Safari.
Okay, but it didn't give me a notification, so nobody knows that it's on. Like, I was on my phone and I only caught that it said live.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not on Facebook Live. It's okay. And then, there, put a nickname and it'll log you in. Yeah, you gotta. Somebody has the name Patty somewhere on that IRC
Why aren't
client.
you seeing yourself?
Because I can see myself. He can see you.
Can you see her?
Who is that?
Oh, that was gonna be part of the thing I was gonna talk about. All right, so
Did you get a black lab?
We got a black lab-ish dog. So she is.
Well, it's good.
She's so cute.
It's a girl.
It's a girl. Yeah,
you should call her Cocaine.
That's what I was saying. It should be some white substance. Snow.
Yeah, cocaine. Cocaína in Spanish.
Name her Cocaine, he's saying.
She's adorable. She looks terrified though.
That's the new addition to the family. She's actually really chill. She's been really great. Yeah. So hopefully she takes, or else we'll have to leave her in the garbage. I'm kidding, you animal lover freaks. We'll probably get banned from Facebook for that. Facebook will find a way. There'll be such a petition that they'll block our blogger site somehow. Even Google will be like, yeah, that's fucked up.
Yes, I'm on it.
Yay. All right. So there's a learning curve. So like I was saying, we have a new dog. The Charles Kinsey filed a lawsuit against Jonathan Ladela. Patty and I went to Art of War. We'll get into that in a second. I think that we should probably lead off with that unless you have something else. And
most of my stuff is life events and things that are going on.
Okay. And then there's of course Zika, who's not talking about Zika. So we'll be doing another Zika.
Was that a new rapper at the Art of War?
Shit.
Did that guy rap battle? I'm surprised nobody took that name yet.
Zika. Yeah, the No Agenda guy.
So much free promotion.
Yeah. And you can definitely do a gimmick with all this bug spray or whatever.
Yeah.
David's going crazy posting about SummerSlam. All right. So
and CM Punk losing that.
Yeah, he's back on UFC 203. He's going to do his first fight finally. All right, so
I'm actually excited to see this.
When is it? Well, I guess we could do that in the sports section.
It's after 2.
We remember. Tyson's back on. Rez Tyson. I'm typing it and saying it. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I got the chat.
Yay, perfect. Look at that. We got chats, and they're very responsive. There goes Patty.
Why she quit?
She just got kicked off. Anyway, all right. We're 15 minutes into a lot of post-production work.
We started on time. Yeah. Good initiative. Yeah.
So the Art of War event, those that tuned in, Hindu Rock joined us last week, and apparently we made some really great comments from the brothers. Well, they're not the brothers Garcia. It was from Alain and Tyson. So since we don't have Facebook record the stuff anymore, I wasn't able to see it, but Patty filled me in a little bit on what they said. So awesome as usual. So we go to the event, the Miami Over Bullshit event. They had moved it to East Hialeah from Wynwood. I don't know if it was because of the Zika stuff that was going on. But we go and we get there. Hindu happened to meet us at the door. And it's like, yeah, you guys missed a few battles. But no, we got some more. And we're like, okay, cool. So Patty and I order our respective adult beverages. It's like in one of these typical standard, think of your standard customs warehouse bay or those thrifty retail outlets. It's like that, it's like 20 feet across and like 40 feet deep. This place is actually an art studio. So everybody's gathering around. There's a loft area for like the proper office, because that's like an oversight for your standard warehouse manager that would be up there to oversee the employees that are unloading at the dock. So it's a nothing place. It's really chill. There's everybody. Every ethnicity is here. Both races. Everybody is chill. Everybody's in their cliques and all that. I see one group of people that have a hashtag. They've got like a whole team thing going on, and it was hashtag NHB. Patty's not on here right now, so hopefully that's the right hashtag. So we're there. Everybody gathers around, and when it's time to go, we all gather behind Hindu Rock. Cameraman and like they've got it going on. They got like this super high definition camera. Really simple setup. Everything's mobile. They got a guy with an SLR camera. I presume is a digital one. The digital high def going. They've got the LED lamp on top of the motion picture camera. And we go, Hindu Rock does his thing. We see one battle. And I forget who was there. It was Zune versus somebody else. And I find out from LMS on a posting that he did on his personal Facebook page that this guy like lost a cousin. He found out as he was waiting to come up.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So, and he still goes on, and he ends up beating the guy by default because the other guy like forgot his whole shtick on the last round. So that sucked for him. So by default, I guess the guy won. They didn't make any announcements. So, since I'm new to this whole thing, I don't know how it is that you determine a winner. I just presume that the guy that lost his cousin was the winner, because he was able to he showed up. So then we see this other guy, Dice, who's with the NHB crew that I had mentioned a moment ago. He did a really great job. He fought against a guy that had to fill in. And to circle back to how we talked about, we incorporated UFC in the chat last week. Just like UFC, you have issues with guys that come in at the last moment, both for the guy that's been preparing for months and for the new guy, that presents distinct issues for the respective players. So this new guy, he didn't really know how to go at Dice. I felt he was a little repetitive and all that, a little nervous. I don't know if this was his first battle. It seemed to me, based on the language that he was using, that might have been the case. So Dice, though, he reminds me of a young LMS. He uses that at your throat, real warrior style, come at you hard kind of incorporate, the nerd side. He had his whole second round was about Star Wars. With Star Wars references. And these guys, a lot, I think every single one of the guys incorporated some type of nerd reference, which I was really impressed with. Is like to show how it is that these guys believe the whole millennial thing. It seems like, the comic book aspect is a very much a millennial thing, and how that part of their lives comes into their part of the regimen. So unfortunately, those were the only two battles that we caught. Yeah. So this guy in the last battle, 1000, was supposed to be like the main event, from what I understand. I don't remember who was supposed to be against Dice. I'm presuming that that's the case, but no, it was the prior, the first battle. 1000 was supposed to be in. So 1000 like drops out like 24 or 36 hours before the event, according to LMS.
I think he said it was even less. I think I heard him say even less than that. Yeah,
so it was like Friday morning at 1:30 or something like that.
Weird like that, yeah.
And so yeah, so a little over 24 hours.
All over women problems, I guess.
All over women problems. So this guy filled in for, there you go, that was it. The guy who lost a cousin filled in for 1,000 and ended up doing a pretty good performance. So 1,000 apparently is out in the eyes of Art of War, if I understood LMS correctly, based on what I acknowledged and or witnessed. And we had a blast there. It reminded me, I was thinking of the equivalent. One time Patty and I went to see Queen, and this was like the first time Queen was performing in North America. And I don't know how, I think like the first time since Freddie Mercury died in 1992. They were back. So we buy tickets. We happened to get tickets for it. And they were like on the side of the stage, but lower bowl, like 10 or 15 rows up. And I'm there going to Patty, you know, we don't need to rush. The concert started like at 7:30 and they had, you know, an opening act. So we get to like, we start driving to the Metro Rail. This was at the American Airlines Arena. We start driving to the Metro Rail at 7:30. Don't worry about it. Opening acts are like an hour and a half. And then, you know, there's this god awful pause in between the opening act and the main eventers. So we get to the Metro Rail station. I don't know. It's probably like 10 to 8 or something like that. We waited. We must have just missed a train because I think we waited like 15 minutes for the next train, which is the regular scheduling on a Saturday for that time. We get to the arena. It's almost 10 o'clock. Or I'm sorry, it's a little after 9. We get to our seats, and all I see up there is Brian May, the guitar player.
Yeah.
And I went, wait a minute. Queen only does like this solo part like halfway through the show. And I'm there going, oh my God, we missed half the show for fucking Queen. And sure enough, we only saw them for like another hour. And so that's how I felt getting there for the event on Friday, that we missed so much. And part of it was Hindu telling us, it's like he told us off camera, it's like, you know, usually those things don't really start right on time, you know, like we scheduled for 7 o'clock, but nobody really commits. And then I see the message from LMS on the next day. Hey, thanks for everybody for showing up on time. That was really professional of you. A freaking anomaly happens when we go out there. So, but it was great, man. It was, even though it was in East Hialeah, I don't think I had been in East Hialeah in a number of years, and I had never been like that far east in Hialeah since I was probably a kid. I was probably like 9 or 10 years old since I was out there. Not much has changed from what I can see. All the businesses still have the roll down heavy steel doors when they're closed. So positive experience all around. I was grateful to see what I saw in Art of War. You know, good for them for cleaning house on unreliable performers.
When's their next show? Do you know?
I haven't seen anything. LMS himself is performing on Friday up in Toronto. So hopefully that'll be posted online. I'll look through here and put in the show notes page if last Saturday's performance has been up here. So many thanks to Hindu Rock and LMS.
Yes, sir.
That was good stuff, man. I can't wait to go to the next one for them.
Let's see, what am I getting here?
So that is my feel-good introduction. So I'm getting a message from Patty that my brother-in-law is on, needs to know where to make comments. You make comments when you click on the little box. Okay, here's how we have it posted on our website, animalinstinctsshow.blogspot.com. It's the very first post that you'll see if you're watching this live. And there's the YouTube video, and underneath the YouTube video, there's a Kiwi chat client that you can use right there. If it's on your phone, you log in and it'll just add you to the chat room, and it'll present the chat room underneath the what do you call it? The YouTube.
Yeah.
And then you can chat with us. And it looks like Tyson left again. So we might be having issues with this. I haven't seen any back and forth with anybody. So
I know with me, it did the chat with us via the link below, and it just gave you a thing to sign up as a guest, say the name. If it wasn't chosen, then you immediately get it, and you just get right on the chat room. So you have to, I guess, put a guest name.
Yeah, just put a guest name, and as long as it has to be unique, because on their interface. So if there was, like another Rhino, I know that there's another Badger because I tried signing in just with Badger. So
yeah.
That's Wayne Badger U, and we got Black Rhino on here. So hopefully that'll clear up some stuff. The alternative is that you actually, there is an alternative. There's a show break, I'm being told by our executive producer. See, you're in YouTube there.
I get it, but I show me.
Okay. So you guys are getting really bad echo right now. So, Niño, ¿cómo se hace esto? You gotta go open your Facebook, go back to the Animal Instincts link.
I don't know, this technology is very new to me. So apparently Tyson knows about how to get in there because he's on it, but
and a line is on there. I'm assuming that the line.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so go back to the Animal Instinct show. So we're doing a very Cuban pause.
Sorry.
From the gringa.
Oye, mijo, ¿cómo se hace esto?
Okay. All right, so there's the Animal Instinct show. Here are some posts. You click here.
Oh, the humanity.
Dun, 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 dun. There, type in Patty whatever, Patty 106 again. The video is not working on Blogspot.
See, that's what
I can see it on the phone.
Okay.
So I'm guessing if my brother I know is on a desktop, so I guess there's something to do with the desktop.
Okay. Oy. Joining channel. There, you're on. So
hit that, right?
Yeah, try hitting that and see what happens. But then it'll probably open in YouTube, or it'll open in a different link. On the radio.
It's Kiko's.
Press it again.
Sorry, should have had this set up.
All right, yeah, the YouTube network. Okay, so that's all right. So we'll have to work on that.
Okay, so then I can't comment.
You can comment. It appears that you can't. Sorry. All right, so I'll try to work in. Do you have anything, Rhino?
I didn't go to the rap battle, even though I wanted to, because I had some dope beats I wanted to drop. Chicka chicka. Yeah.
Well, there were definitely new people there. I mean, first timers. We just missed them.
Oh, so they had like an open mic thing for first timers. It probably wasn't open mic. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was guys that. All right. Let me see if I can get on Blogger real quick. It is not working.
Yeah, while you were doing that, I was having a Game of Thrones themed birthday celebration for a friend of ours named Louis, who I doubt is watching because he works at IKEA, so he's probably working his ass off right now.
Oy.
Figuring out the instructions. I'm pretty sure he draws them. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was a cool, I think that's my first costume party that was not Halloween related.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool.
I may have figured out with the to get back to the issue. All right. At animalinstinctshow.blogspot.com, go to the actually, you know what? You click on the post on the title and then you start the YouTube, you'll have the live feed there, and then you can enter into the chat room and have the best of both worlds. You'll have the chat right there along with the thing. I'm going to post the direct link to the there's a line.
And it went from Kiko has quit to a line has joined.
All right, so we'll try this again. I'll post a new update here on the Animal Instinct Show. I'm going to edit here. You have some filler that you
did I talk about the new contract? No, right? I don't think we talked about that last time. Did I? No. Well, fuck it. Let's see what happens. All right. So for those that don't know, I will be doing a video on the Rhino Chronicles coming up soon, explaining that I owe the Rhino Chronicles people 4 vlogs. So I don't know if that'll count as a vlog. I'm hoping it will, that I can use a vlog to explain why there is no vlogs. We'll see what happens with that, and hopefully the folks accept it. And in that, I will explain that I've been super preoccupied with work, which is obviously something that we would like to avoid, which is why we're doing this, in hopes that we can focus more on the podcast and less on working for the man. But yeah, I've been dealing with, for those that don't know, I work on the roadway and we deal with contracts. I am a subcontractor for the state. And every so often, every year or every 3 years or every 6 years, depending on the contract, it expires and they renew, and either they renew with the same contractors or it goes out to bid and new people win it. In this industry, it happens a lot. Sometimes you don't renew the contracts. And what happens is folks like me never, if you look at my resume, I think I have 7 employers throughout the past 12 years, maybe, or something like that. And it's just because every 2 to 3 years, contract changes. And what do they do? Rather than training a bunch of folks that have never dealt with it, they just take us. They give us a nice amount of money with a nice benefit package. And they say, here, most of us don't have retirements, though, because the contracts end in 3 years and there's a good chance you won't get renewed. Or if you do, then you get lucky. But yeah, that's what's been happening with me. Hence why all this busyness and why I look tired all the time. Last week I did 82 hours, not bi-weekly like last week. Saturday through Sunday worked at 82 hours, having to drive all the way to Yeehaw Junction, milepost 192 or 194. And then speaking of which, this Monday and Tuesday I'll be in a hotel up there. So if you're gonna rob the place, do it Monday and Tuesday. I'm sure the dogs won't get you. So,
okay.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be busy. So
no, man,
enough filler.
That we got it going. So everybody, don't try. Those of you that are on your phones, try to open the link, not through the Facebook link that it jostles you to. You use the option on your phones to open it in your native link, whether it's in your native browser, whether it's Safari on your iPhones or Chrome on your Androids. So, why is the show being Skyped? Because he's over there and I'm over here. No, man, it's just there was a dynamic situation going on with me, and I know you're like dog tired. You just explained. At work, we're hustling at work. Everybody's swamped where I work. Now there's so much paperwork, and those of you that know where I work, if you pay attention to the news and why one candidate might get elected and one might not get elected, that's what I work in. And as a simple aside, speaking now that I dropped the whole P word in politics, for those people that are Hillary supporters, you see in the news that the only thing they're talking about is bad things about Trump. There's like, that's fine that Trump might not have anything good. Like he has positive things that nobody talks about in the mainstream media, but then like Hillary doesn't have anything good to talk about. They just talk about the bad stuff about Trump. So I found that, I was thinking about that today. It's like, what affirmative arguments are there for Hillary? If I was a Hillary person, what would I do? And all I hear is Trump's going to kill everybody. They're talking with him. He's going to have the nuclear codes eventually. And you just don't want to vote for him. It's like, no, I get that. Okay, fine. Even if that was true. Okay. What's the affirmative argument for Hillary? Why would I vote for Hillary? Just based on things for Hillary. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share with us, since we had spoken about Trump. Oh, that's right. She's a woman. We have to vote for her, or we're sexist.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck that bitch.
It's like we're sexist and racist. Shit. We will be sexist and racist if we don't vote for Hillary.
Her style is an old marketing trick. I think if you've ever seen the movie Thank You for Smoking, they talk about that, where he's trying to explain to his son how marketing works. Right. Especially to your favorite. He goes, well, what's your favorite ice cream? He goes, chocolate. He goes, oh, what's yours? Mine's vanilla. He goes, all right, prove to me why chocolate is better. And he goes, well, chocolate is better this way. And he goes, did you know that chocolate's actually this bad for you? And he goes, but you're not proving vanilla's better. He goes, I don't have to prove vanilla's better. I just have to prove you suck.
Defensive arguments.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's how they're going to do it, man. They got nothing.
Yeah.
Not that I'm voting for Trump. It's just,
Yeah.
What is
All right. So, so this guy, Kinsey is, he's Charles Kinsey, the North Miami shooting victim. He was shot, as we just explained. So he sued finally the cop that allegedly shot him. So, and it's not allegedly, it's like the freaking cops union came out and said, yeah, he didn't mean to shoot him, but he shot in his direction. So he shot in his general direction. I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father is a Frenchman. So,
oh Lord.
So let me see if I can get the Miami New Times was kind enough to give us the whole freaking complaint. I think the complaint is terribly written. It doesn't have any exhibits. It doesn't have I'm sorry. Exhibit. It doesn't have any attachment. It doesn't show like police reports on here. Oh God bless. I don't even have it ready here. Anyway, I'll post it on the show notes later. I was hoping to go line by line on this, but it doesn't appear that we're going to be doing that. We're very poorly prepared for today. So now that I say that, patreon.com/animalextinction to support Miami's second best podcast, even though there's no other podcast.
We're back again for the first time.
Oh man. As long as Chuck is still here, I bet he's really laughing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in all fairness, this is our first Google Hangout. So
yeah, and it's going back to the way that we did things when we were not on video. So there's a lot of links that we go through, and it's a lot. It's just a lot. And I'm all anxious and let me see here. I wanted to go through the complaint first. Charles, I can't believe I didn't save it. What a bonehead. So anyway, Kinsey sues him. I think it's poorly written. I think what's going to happen is going to be what's called a motion to dismiss, because the allegations throughout the complaint line everything up. It's like, okay, so and so left the Arnaldo Rios was a patient over here, and then he left the home, and immediately the question comes to my mind of like, well, who the fuck let him go? So then it's established in the complaint that Charles Kinsey works for this home that Arnaldo Rios was a patient at, and I'm like, and he was part of his duties was to take care of Arnaldo Rios, and I'm like, so when Arnaldo Rios left, what the fuck was Kinsey doing? It's like so immediately in my head, thinking like a lawyer. Generally, a good lawyer, the ones that I learned from, especially, are like you have to think like how the other side is going to think, because you gotta debunk their arguments.
Yeah.
So I'm there going, so what the fuck was Kinsey doing that this guy left? And of course they're going to come, no, we're put that it's only part of his duties. So then this guy sits there. They released the transcripts for the 911 call relating to the shooting. And one of the callers of one of the 911 callers was somebody that passed on the road where Rios was sitting down. And it's described that I think he's got a gun. He's holding it up against his head. And I don't know. There's somebody else there with him. I don't know if the guy that's standing over him is trying to talk him out of it, and on and on and on. So it lends to the notion that the cops were on high alert, as we discussed previously. So at any rate, the complaint goes on, and it just lists like, okay, Kinsey was shot at 3 times, and in the complaint it admits he was only hit once, so he wasn't hit 3 times, so that settles that. And this is from Kinsey's attorney.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, how the fuck do you know that he was shot by a cop? It's like, oh yeah, John Aleda shot him. It's like, yeah, but how do you know that? Where's like the police report, the investigation, all the paperwork that goes into all these cops having to file all the information that they did that day? Where are those reports? That's all freedom of information stuff. No exhibits whatsoever. And this goes on and on. So there's 38 introductory allegations that lay out the facts. And then, okay, on count 1, it goes, we incorporate paragraphs 1 through 38 on this first count as though it was made a part of count 1. And then the fucking guy starts to describe everything all over again. And it's like, well, you just said that you incorporated lines 1 through 38, which deal with everything you're already talking about. So it's a really technically poor complaint in my eyes. It was filed in federal court. It's a federal complaint because the crux of it is, his constitutional rights were violated. Kinsey's constitutional rights were violated. I don't think it's a good argument being made. We'll see what happens. So then Aleda, it's discovered. WPLG, by the way, they've been really good with this Aleda coverage. They're the only ones really keeping on this. And we find out through WPLG that all this public's like this guy's application, Aleda's application, and all his merit reviews and his psychological what do you call it, the interviews before he was hired, the results for that, the reports for that were disclosed. Really good. So the psychological profile has, well, let's back up a little bit. He applied to like 10 different police departments.
That happens. That's in the same thing in the fire department. It always happens. You're just trying to get hired.
Okay. And this guy wanted to be a cop. Yeah. I mean, it's obvious. He studied criminology at UM. I think he lived up north somewhere. He's from the Northeast. Moved down here. And studied, criminal justice, and this is what he did. So he applied everywhere. There was one interview response in his file that said, we're not sincere. It was Coral Springs, I believe, and it's like, we don't believe he's sincere about wanting to work here. It's just that he wants to be a cop, and that's we need people who are going to have their heart into it. So anyway, North Miami hires him. Nobody else really says this except Coral Springs. All his references give him glowing remarks. He's a great guy, upstanding gentleman. He's really good at what he does. He had worked as an intern at, I regret to remember what it was that he worked at, but it was regarding the University of Miami. So while he was going to school, he was doing all this side job kind of thing. And we had mentioned in the last show last week that there was an arrest record that he has. And it was for petty theft. And it ended up being for a box of baseball cards that he took. So North Miami Police Department. Go ahead.
Was he a juvenile?
No, he was. It was down here. He had moved to Miami. He was a student. And he just jacked some baseball cards from Target. And they stopped him. The cashier went, what are you doing? And he kind of like went, I don't know. So that was based on the interview that he had with North Miami Police. They called him, the HR department or whomever the hiring manager was, said, you got to explain this. And he offered this because the record was expunged and sealed. It was no processed. He pled nolo contendere. His case was no processed, no probation, nothing, or whatever. 1 day of probation is how that typically goes, whatever it is. And he was able to expunge it. None of this information came out in any of his background checks with the police. He offered this to everybody on, that section that goes, have you ever been convicted of a crime. Offered it. The hiring manager at North Miami Police called him back, and he goes, "So what happened with this thing that you're offering?" And he goes, "Look, I was just not thinking. I really regretted it.
Give me a second.
Being, yep." In homage to the Olympics in Brazil, we're playing the girl from Ipanema via Badger's voice box.
No, I think Samson just killed the chicken.
We'll edit that.
No, I heard a bunch of flapping. I think Samson just killed a pigeon or something.
Well, you know, animal instincts. Can't blame him. But now Samson is a racist.
I got dinner. Yay. Pigeon. Okay. So he had to explain the theft to North Miami Police.
They call him in, and he offers everything. He goes, "It's, you know, I screwed up. I'm sorry about it, and it was dumb. And I'm not gonna, you know, I've never done it again. It was really a salient moment, and this guy has, as far as anybody knows, doesn't even have a speeding ticket or been charged with anything else. He has not committed any other crimes. No moving violations, nothing. So that happened. And I don't know, it's pretty quiet. There was a Black Lives Matter protest up in North Miami a couple of days ago. There were like a dozen people out in this intersection blocking traffic. And I'm like, you guys are stupid.
Why?
Dumb. So dumb. Oh, look, I found the complaint. So we can go over that if you want.
Why couldn't they actually file for negligence or something like that, where the cop was being negligent in how he was handling the situation, or his muzzle or something? There's nothing that they could have used like that, rather than saying his judicial rights or his constitutional rights were being violated.
Well, let's see what the complaint says. Now, if I can find that damn thing. Oh my God. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Isn't it? Okay, Kinsey Violeta. All right. So, filed in United States District Court for the Southern District of Florida. Where are they? District 11, isn't it? I believe. Anyway. All right. Mr. Kinsey was and is a citizen of the United States. So these are all the facts. The party's jurisdiction and venue. Mr. Kinsey was and is a citizen of the United States, a resident of Miami, Florida. Officer Aleda was and is a resident of the state of Florida and was acting within the scope of his employment as a law enforcement officer with the City of North Miami Police Department. The court has subject matter jurisdiction over this action. So this is just saying, you know, pursuant to U.S. Code Chapter 28, Section 1331 and 42 USC Section 1983. I haven't looked up those sections, which I'll play in here later, but we'll give you a full analysis. At 11, venues proper and districtors, because everything that happened is in Miami-Dade County. Facts. Okay, here we go. The facts. Mr. Kinsey is at Miami Achievement Center for the Developmentally Disabled, hereafter MACTown. Mr. Kinsey's job required him to assist autistic adults in their day-to-day activities. Hold on a second here, Rhino. Let me close something else here that opened. Okay. MACTown operates several group homes for the mentally disabled individuals, including a home located near the intersection of Northeast 127th Street and Northeast 14th Avenue in North Miami. For purposes of the complaint, this residence will generally be referred to as MACTown. I think you already said that. Arnaldo Rios, hereafter Mr. Rios, is a 26-year-old male who suffers from extreme autism. Based on what? So now I'm thinking like a lawyer.
An X Games thing?
Yeah, right. Extreme autism. You can be a little bit racist or a lot racist. You're not just racist. No, it's not enough anymore. We have to add all these superlatives. So he suffers from extreme autism and resided at MACTown when this incident occurred. Okay, based on what? Because you're putting it in a piece of paper that he has extreme autism, and that he lived in MacTown. You can't get MacTown records. Anyway, moving on. On July 18th, Mr. Rios walked out of MacTown and sat in the middle of the intersection of Northeast 127th Street and Northeast 14th Avenue in North Miami, Florida. And so I'm there going, this is where I mentioned earlier. It's like, so what the fuck was Kinsey doing? Mr. Kinsey followed Mr. Rios after he got out. That's an edit up line. And attempted to persuade him to get up from the intersection and to re-enter MacTown. A passerby saw Mr. Rios sitting in the middle of the intersection and called the police. So this, I believe, is where I referenced the person that drove by them and called in and said, I think somebody's got a gun. So somebody that was up close said, I think he's got a gun. Continuing with the complaint, the passerby specifically noted that Mr. Rios appeared to be mentally disabled and that Mr. Kinsey was trying to help Mr. Rios. The caller gave a detailed description of both Mr. Kinsey and Mr. Rios, which included their race, ethnicity, and clothing. So again, breaking from the complaint. So based on what? I mean, where are the transcripts that you're relying on of the 911 call that offers this? It's just, I heard you. This becomes, unfortunately, in law, what a lot of attorneys do is, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And it's like, no, we don't know what you mean. We need to define everything. And the reason principally that I'm going through this, that I wanted to go through this on the show today, is because there's so much crap, and it ties into the comment that I made about Clinton and Trump, is that everybody uses this whole, you know what I mean. And it's like, no, it's important to get the definitions down, because you're making really real accusations. You're saying that the world is going to implode if we vote for Trump and not for Hillary, based on the notion that Trump is going to nuclear detonate the entire world.
If only.
Based on what? Okay, so now we have this lawsuit. That is there. And this is an official document that a real judge and a real jury are supposed to weigh all the facts of this. And this is the opening salvo. Yeah, this is a jury trial, by the way. I didn't mention that, but it's a jury.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, it's not going to be a bench trial like the Baltimore stuff, like the Baltimore cops. So, continuing, shortly thereafter, officers from the North Miami Police Department arrived on scene. Okay, after the call, or after Kinsey sat down, or what? Open-ended stuff. Mr. Rios was still sitting in the middle of the roadway playing with his toy truck while Mr. Kinsey stood next to him. Here's the first notion that we have of a toy truck. Who said it's a toy truck? Well, I'm saying it. Yeah, the person that is suing the other guy said that it's a toy truck. Okay. Several officers, including Officer Aleda, immediately retrieved assault rifles. Breaking from complaint, what's an assault rifle? There's no legal definition for an assault rifle. Continuing, so they retrieved assault rifles from the trunks of their cars and approached Mr. Kinsey in a military-style formation. How does this guy know that they went to their trunks of their cars? And what is military-style formation? I mean, you know that, I trust.
Yeah.
So, but you may have a notion of what military-style formation, depending on how many guys. He said several officers, including Officer Aleda. So we have two cops. Two constitutes several, right? It's ambiguous. So if you got two guys and they're military-style formation, what does that mean?
I have no idea. Yeah. I'm assuming they're next to each other or backs to back. I have no idea what a two-person military-style formation would be.
Right.
You need at least four guys.
Mr. Kinsey, I'm so happy that I found this, because, oh man, I'm so satisfied. I think I need coffee after this. Mr. Kinsey, continuing on, immediately raised his hands in the air, told the officers that he and Mr. Rios were unarmed, and pleaded with the officers not to shoot. Now, he immediately raised his arms, and this is following military-style formation. There's no notion here that they barked any sort of orders, that Kinsey was identified what was going on, because that would mean that he would have to take his attention away from real. There's a lot of open shit here, okay? And this is like a 12-page complaint. This is not short. But we'll see it's very redundant. Moving on. So now, after Kinsey immediately raised his hands to the air and told the officers that he and Mr. Rios were unarmed and pleaded with the officers not to shoot, now the officers yelled to Mr. Kinsey, "Get down on the ground," quote unquote. Mr. Kinsey immediately complied and laid down flat on his back with his hands still in the air. Mr. Kinsey told officers, including Officer Aleda, that he is a behavioral technician at the group home down the street and that Mr. Rios is his autistic patient, which was rarely apparent to anyone observing. Breaking away. All of a sudden, he's not extremely autistic. He didn't identify him as his extremely autistic patient. And listen, I'm not doing it to do a gotcha thing. Remember, I don't do the gotcha game. This is words that were used at the start of the complaint. Extremely autistic man, Arnaldo. Now, Kinsey we're being told he didn't say he's just his autistic patient. So continuing, which was readily apparent to anyone observing. So that's a hit on the cops, I take it. The 911 call did not have any mention about an autistic person holding a toy truck to his head or a gun to his head. If we're going with my declaration that it was a gun that's on the 911 transcripts on at least one of them. The notion that the passerby did not mention that it was apparent to the passerby that Arnaldo Rios was autistic. But moving on, Mr. Kinsey. Oh, I'm sorry. And there was a sub bullet here. Officers from the North Miami Police Department arrived on scene. That's paragraph number 14. Footnote. All of the officers involved, including Officer Aleda, were acting under color of state law. So that was prefaced with that. So that's redundant there. So sorry, to continue on, apparent to anyone observing, Mr. Kinsey also told the officers that both he and Mr. Rios were unarmed and that the object in Mr. Rios' hand was a toy truck. And that there was no need for firearms. So there's a footnote after toy truck saying a civilian witness recorded a significant portion of this incident on his cell phone. It is clear from the video that the object in Mr. Rios' hand is a toy and does not even closely resemble a firearm. We saw this video on that Sunday show, that last Sunday show that we did, when we broke down the whole thing. It is not readily apparent that it's a toy truck to me. Now, you're a trained firearm marksman.
I know it wasn't a gun, a firearm, but yeah, you're right. I couldn't tell it was a toy truck, but I knew from looking at the silhouette, it's like, no, that's no firearm. It's not any pistol that I can register. It's not an assault rifle. But again, that was that guy's perspective. We don't have the perspective of the cops.
Correct. Important. So it's important to know that a trained firearms expert, like yourself, okay, yeah, it's not a gun. I get it. We don't know what the hell it is. Now, could it be construed as maybe something other, maybe an explosive or something else?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
There could have easily been. I would have seen it as like, oh, maybe there's a pipe bomb in his hand or something like that. It was compact enough that you could deem it a threat. But I wouldn't say these guys, cops aren't toy experts, so they're not gonna be like, yeah, it looked like a toy truck to me. It's like, no, that looked like something that could be lethal, and it's true. At that, from that camera's perspective, yeah, I could have seen how it could have been looked at as a pipe bomb or something, or some sort of explosive. I didn't see a truck at all. So.
Okay. Furthermore, the complaint continues. It was clear from Officer Aleda's vantage point that Mr. Rios was holding a toy truck and that Mr. Kinsey's hands were in the air. We just discussed this. We don't know what Officer Aleda's vantage point was or what he hasn't spoken to that. Mr. Kinsey, he hasn't spoken to that through the union rep, John Rivera. No, really. I mean, Aleda, the union rep, we said screwed Aleda over by disclosing. It's like he was, he pulled the trigger and he's really sorry about it. Okay, so we'll get to that part later. So, Mr. Kinsey asked the officers whether he could get up from the ground. Several officers denied Mr. Kinsey's request, ordered him to remain on the ground, and continued to point their firearms at him. So now it changed to firearm. You see, even the inconsistency within this very complaint. Now the weapons become the police weapons become firearms. They're not assault rifles anymore. Interesting. Mr. Kinsey again stated that he is a behavioral technician, that neither he nor Mr. Rios are armed, that Mr. Rios had a toy truck in his hand, and that there is no need for guns. During this entire incident, Mr. Kinsey fully complied with the officer's commands and kept his hands raised in the air. Well, just to be a technical dick about that point, I mean, they were just his hands were pointed north of his head, but he was lying down, so they were actually on the ground.
Yeah.
Neither Mr. Kinsey nor Mr. Rios were armed with a weapon or fire. And that hands in the air, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to be a dick about it. Neither Mr. Kinsey nor Mr. Rios were armed with a weapon or firearm. Okay, that is factually correct, because in the end, we now know that it was a toy truck. And they found no weapons on the scene. I think the police did admit to that much, from what I recall, the Chief Eugene talking to. Additionally, Mr. Rios did not make any threatening moves toward Mr. Kinsey. Mr. Rios did not stand over Mr. Kinsey, point his toy truck at him, or say anything that would indicate that he was about to harm Mr. Kinsey. Now,
did you get the tablet?
Rios said, "Shut up, Charles. Shut up, you idiot." I don't know. I would say that as straight. So if I were to say, "Shut up, Charles. Shut up, you idiot," to Charles Kinsey, which is look like he's as large as you are right now. White guy yelling at a black guy saying, "Shut up, you idiot." I don't know. In today's world, we just saw this whole Second Amendment line that everybody is having a conniption fit about, that Trump said that it was an assassination. It converted somehow into an assassination attempt on Hillary Clinton. I shit you not. Everybody's saying that the Second Amendment people are somehow going to kill Hillary, according to Donald Trump. Anyway, even though Mr. Kinsey fully complied with police commands for approximately 5 minutes, Officer Aleda, without warning, fired 3 shots from his AR-15 assault rifle toward Mr. Kinsey. The assault rifle's back. One of them striking Mr. Kinsey in the leg. So one of them strikes. So admitting in the complaint, which we can't even trust. I mean, this guy is all over the place. He's not defining anything. He's traversing between terms. So, but whatever. I guess we got to take that at face value. And again, where's the medical report that he was only struck once in the leg?
I still say that first shot is a warning.
Okay.
That first shot doesn't count as a warning.
Where the hell did the other 2 bullets go then?
That's another thing. That's the other part that's scary. It's like, yo, is there somebody that got shot somewhere and they don't want to admit to it, or where did it go?
Is there a missing Fido from somebody's front yard that happened to be across from where John Aleda was standing?
Man.
Both Mr. Kinsey and Mr. Rios were on the ground in the manner stated above when Officer Aleda fired his rifle. Officer Aleda shot Mr. Kinsey, and again, we're taking that on the police union rep. Officer Aleda shot Mr. Kinsey. After he shot Mr. Kinsey, several officers rushed Mr. Kinsey and placed him in handcuffs. The handcuffs were so tight. How tight were they? And Mr. Kinsey's blood was not circulating to one of his hands. Okay. It's important to note that when Officer Aleda fired his weapon, neither Mr. Kinsey nor Mr. Rios had committed a crime, posed a threat toward any officer, civilian, or each other, nor did Mr. Kinsey or Mr. Rios attempt to evade arrest. Okay. Officer Aleda also failed to render aid after shooting Mr. Kinsey. He did not place pressure on Mr. Kinsey's wound or offer Mr. Kinsey a bandage. Do SWAT teams are they first aid trained? I guess.
They are technically they're all TCCC trained, which is tactical casualty combat care. So they have. They can apply tourniquets and bandages and stuff like that. I wouldn't say necessarily first aid, but technically, because of the training that they have to render care under fire, they all have a trauma kit that sits usually on their chest. But it usually consists of tourniquets, something called Quick Clot to stop blood, or a hemostatic agent. Okay. Maybe some gauzes or something like that to put pressure on a wound, but I wouldn't say they have bandages because they're expecting gunshots at them, not, so technically the SWAT guys could have treated his gunshot wound in theory, but most likely they would have left it for the medics because they would have deemed it not life-threatening based on looking at it. If it wasn't, his wound obviously wasn't life-threatening because he would have bled out on the scene if they would have hit an artery or something. But I don't know what the guy was thinking. I mean, technically he could have treated him, but a lot of times what happens is there's this fear to act where they might get sued because maybe he treated him the wrong way because he's not a medic or something. Which I think there are certain laws that protect those guys from that. Jesus, the Good Samaritan law, I think, protects them from that. Not necessarily from getting sent to jail. I mean, not necessarily you're protected from going to jail from it, but you're not protected from technically getting sued in, I want to say, civil. Like they can't rape you. They can't take all your money, but they can, if you do some sort of not malpractice, but if you screw up somehow because of negligence in the care, that they can't technically take you to court, but for medical bills. I don't think they can sue you for $1 million just because they felt like it. So unless you're a civilian, nothing, you're untouchable. You right now, you go render care to somebody like that, you're fine. The Good Samaritan law protects you. Me, on the other hand, no. They expect you have medical background, you should know better. So I got to render some sort of care if they catch me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Florida is a Samaritan state.
Yeah.
So we're good there. Now we're in Okay. He also failed to render aid to shooter. Officer Leda, along with other officers, and all these people are unnamed, of course, left Mr. Kinsey bleeding and handcuffed on the pavement in the hot Florida sun until fire rescue arrived, which was a significant time later. Totally ambiguous, and you're totally playing the emotional card. Timeout. I opened up the YouTube chat for everybody, so if you just go to the YouTube or open the thing on YouTube, whether it's on your phone, wherever the hell it is that you want to watch it, you can now chat on YouTube. We'll see the YouTube. We'll interact that way. You guys can make fun of us, and we'll go on our merry way. So fire rescue. Poor guy was in the hot Florida sun. Mr. Kinsey requested to be moved to a shaded area and asked for water. Officer Aleda and other officers failed to respond to Mr. Kinsey's request. Officers confiscated Mr. Kinsey's belongings, including his wallet, identification keys, and cell phone. As a result of Officer Aleda's actions, Mr. Kinsey is unable to engage in certain physical activities and has suffered damages, including but not limited to pain and suffering, mental anguish, and emotional distress, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, first count, Fourth Amendment, excessive force, Officer John Aleda, which his name is misspelled on the title. That's awesome. I didn't see that the first time. Mr. Kinsey realleges the allegations contained in paragraphs 1 through 38 of this complaint. So this is not the part where it becomes redundant. So this count is brought pursuant to Title 42, as it said it above. Officer Aleda clearly established Fourth Amendment right to be free. Yes, we're sorry. JPI Chaco 29. Somebody's in the
that's
chat already.
That's my sister-in-law, Jay Pachaco. I'm assuming.
I don't know what kind of communist thing you guys are trying out, but can we just do it like this from now on? We're working on it. We're sorry. All right, so we'll just do YouTube from now on.
Yeah, you look awesome on the live chat. On the and then Patty's right. You got a bunch of globes around you. You got ghosts.
Yeah, I bought a strip light. As an homage to what you had here for our early video days.
Yeah.
Count brought forward offers a later violated clearly established Fourth Amendment right to be free from excessive force during police seizures when he shot Mr. Kinsey in the leg. And apparently that's in Title 42, Section 1983. All right, the dog pile has started. Dog pile on the rabbit. Mr. Kinsey attempted to assist his autistic client, who is not extremely autistic again. The police approached him with their firearms raised and demanded that he get on the ground. Get on the ground. Mr. Kinsey complied immediately, even though he had not committed a crime, and the citizen's complaint was directed toward Mr. Rios. Mr. Kinsey explained that he was a behavioral technician, so that's redundant. Mr. Kinsey asked if he could get up. Mr. Kinsey told officers he was holding a toy truck. Officer Aleda was close enough in proximity. Furthermore, the officer announced over the police radio, here we go, one officer announced, we don't know who it was, an officer. Quote, he's saying it's a toy truck. It's a toy truck, end quote. There's Chaka. Thanks, Chaka. Officer Aleda's vantage point It was clear Mr. Rios was holding a toy truck. That's a repeat. Nevertheless, Officer Aleda fired 3 shots in Mr. Kinsey's direction. So that's repeat. All right. The act of Officer Aleda shooting was unwarranted and unreasonable under the circumstances, and he is therefore liable for Mr. Kinsey's injuries. During the incident, all officers were acting under color of state law. So that's a repeat. So then there's the prayer of relief. Kinsey demands judgment for his economic and non-economic damages, attorney's fees, of course, the cost of prosecuting this action, and any other relief this court deems proper and just. Your Honor, let's just group it together with all his reparations. False arrest. Again, everything is realleged as contained in paragraphs 138. Clearly violated his Fourth Amendment right, behavioral technician. That's a repeat. A passerby saw them. Passerby specifically noted that Mr. Rios appeared to be mentally disabled and that Mr. Kinsey was trying to help Mr. Rios. I didn't read that before. When they arrived on scene, Mr. Rios was still sitting in the middle. So this is largely, so get down on the ground. He asked if an officer could get up. Several officers denied. Officer led assisted his fellow officers. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so this is a whole repeat, and they just break down the count. So that's just silly. Yeah. They just could have put numbers 1 through 38, and then whatever numbers were above in that other count. I don't understand the distinction of putting this additional count if you're just going to repeat absolutely everything. Due process failure of the 14th Amendment. Failure to render aid. Okay, whatever. He just could have put everything. That was count. That was count 3. Wait, what the hell was count 2? This is count 3. Yeah, it's all the same. More constitutional violations and on and on. Failed to render aid. Demand for jury trial in closing there. So that's it. That's the whole complaint. So what do you think, Rhino? Who's going to win? Hello?
I am on mute. Holy shit.
Oh.
It didn't work. I got to press that button harder. Yeah, I don't think, given what you're saying with the text being all screwed up and then them fucking up on firearms and assault rifles and then not having I don't think there's a legitimate complaint there. You know, I think they did the best they could, and we're missing a lot of facts too. So I don't know.
But that's the thing about a complaint; it's supposed to contain all your everything that you can use in the lawsuit has to be in the complaint. You can't come later and go, oh, I guess maybe in the discovery period they just wanted to file a suit. Is maybe I'm thinking, and then in discovery they're going to be able to get all the transcripts and all that, and then go, judge, you know, this is relevant to the complaint because X. It's like what our complaint is saying, and they can amend the complaint after the discovery period. So as long as the pleadings aren't closed, they're good. But we'll see how this all pans out.
I predict settling out of court. That's what I predict. That's what usually these things end up happening. They always settle somehow.
We'll see. All right. So here I found now the personnel administration department for this guy has a bunch of cards. Here's his application. I haven't seen this. This is his actual application. They shot an art. Yeah. That's right. We're doing the Columbo message. So what did you say? Where did you say that you were standing? If you're standing over there with a gun and there's a guy lying down on the ground over here and you shoot another guy that's sitting next to the guy lying down, you're saying that you miss him twice? And then how does that work? So his whole freaking application is here. I didn't even see this before. Thank you, WPLG. But because of your stupid sponsor rules, there's a limited time for you to offer all this information. So then there's a memo that was released going about Aleda from the North Miami Police Department. He was unemployed His employment history was as a personal trainer from June 09 to August 09. He was hired. This is an April 2012 memo. So he was unemployed for 3 years. Holy shit.
How do you survive?
Okay. He discontinued training when he moved to Tallahassee to attend graduate school. So that was all school loans.
Okay.
He worked at UM Wellness Center from August 07 to May of 08. And he got glowing reviews, and he was at UM Intramurals Department as a basketball referee. And then he worked at Synergy Systems Rehab Fast Fitness up in Connecticut. That's where he's from. So he moved from Connecticut to Miami to go to school, become a criminal, what do you call it? Criminologist. So here he applied with Coral Springs PD, Key West PD, Hollywood PD, Fort Lauderdale, Doral, Miami, Coral Springs, Tampa, Miami Beach, Sarasota. Those are just the state police departments. Then he applied at the U.S. Air Marshals, Orange County Sheriff's Office, presumably the one here in Florida, the CIA Department, the DEA, the U.S. Secret Service, and the ATF. Holy crap. He went all over the place.
They're implying that he has a complex or something, that he wants to have what do they call it? Not a Superman complex, a superiority complex.
I don't know. What's a superiority complex?
Isn't that the guys, or is that Napoleon complex? The ones that are constantly trying to be an authority.
Donald Trump. Authoritarian. I don't know what complex that would be.
Well, yeah,
I forgot in my studies of college. Go ahead.
He probably was just trying to. I mean, I don't know. I don't see what the big deal is with the guy trying to apply. If it was all at the same time, he's just trying to get hired and doing something that he knows. Which, if it's criminal justice, I can see how, he would want to work for, ATF or some sort of. I mean, I don't know. Some of those were a little bit of a stretch. Like Secret Service, there's no way he would have gotten that.
Yeah.
Air Marshal.
That he applied when he was still up in Connecticut when he applied for those. It's like a 4-year application history that he has to all these places. So they contacted him. He was administered an oral exam in February of 2012 with the Coral Springs PD. This is where we learned the recommendation of the board that he not progress further. In the investigator at that review felt that Aleda was not specifically interested in Coral Springs. Rather, he had applied to several agencies. A copy of his application was obtained and is included in this file. Speaking of the North Miami file, information is consistent with the information provided to North Miami. The North Miami called Hollywood Police Department indicating that Mr. Aleda applied, but they had not begun the process and the paperwork was still with City Hall. Tampa Police Department was contacted. He had completed all the steps. Orange County Sheriff's Office was contacted. Mr. Aleda was not processed due to the fact that he had an arrest for petty theft 3 years prior to his 2010 application. And she provided that application, which was consistent with what Aleda offered to North Miami. So here's his criminal history. A criminal history check was conducted through NCIC, FCIC. No criminal history was found on Mr. Aleda. However, he admits to one arrest on his PHQ for a petty theft in July 2007. He indicated that he took a package of sports cards from Target, $158.63 value, located at 7795 Southwest 40th Street. That's the Target on Bird Road, next to the Palmetto. Aleda was issued a PTA and released. He attended a court-appointed course, paid a fine, and the charges were no process. His record has been sealed and expunged, but Mr. Aleda provided a copy of the arrest affidavit as well as copies of the expungement order. So he came clean. Then this is where I mentioned he, was given the psychological exam. All the background people said he's great. His driving record is impeccable. His credit history is perfect. He attended high school in Connecticut. then came down, as we mentioned. He graduated cum laude from UM in criminology, and then went on to FSU.
Oh man, I'm laughing at cum laude because someone close to the family, they went to a graduation and there was a bunch of, this person's graduated cum laude, and they were like, man, there's a lot of people with that last name, and they they thought there was a lot of graduates with the last name cum laude. I was like, no, I can't say the name, but yeah, it happened.
All right. So then he did his psych exam. The information provided was consistent with the information Mr. Aleda provided on his PHQ and PHQ-II. He admitted to the use of marijuana one time during high school in 2003. Detective Tovar concluded that Mr. Aleda showed no deception to any of the relevant questions. A second opinion was obtained from Detective Sergeant Joel Kissel, who concurred with Detective Tovar's findings. Discrepancy interview. So then this is where they call him in about the theft. So what happened? I was recovering from abdominal surgery. I went to Target with my mother, and I prepared in preparation for my senior year at UM. I saw the large box of cards, which had been opened. He placed some single cards into the box. I attempted to leave the store without paying and was stopped prior to getting out of the door. I take full responsibility for my actions, and I'm ashamed of what I did today. I'm ashamed still. Here, I realize that I cannot go back and change what happened, but I can use the experience as a learning tool for my life.
Textbook, I love it.
Yep. My actions were totally out of character. Okay. Mr. Aleda spoke from his heart and was very sincere in discussing the incident. He was remorseful and embarrassed about his actions and stated he was grateful for an opportunity to explain the arrest. His character references, I'll say, awesome guy. Psych review. He passed with an acceptable. But there was a moderate deficit noted. Mild to moderate. Lack of tolerance. Oh, and before that, he is on a test of learning and problem solving was above expectations that suggested that the applicant is a fast learner who is capable of a high level of academic performance and skill acquisition. But there is this deficit saying lack of tolerance. And they define that as possible characteristics including judgmental, argumentative, critical, challenging, confrontational, rigid, or stubborn. So the judgmental part could play into it.
Yeah.
Into this whole thing.
A little bit, yeah.
Being confrontational, the part of the complaint that they said, hey man, can I get into the shade at least? I'm hot and your cuffs are cutting off my circulation to my hand. Shut up, slave. And his area of strength is above average intellectual capacity. All right. So they're releasing the psych report based on that. During the background investigation, Aleda has been attentive to the needs of the agency and has responded promptly when asked to supply additional information. He is personable, polite, and articulate. Mr. Aleda has many desirable attributes that cause him to stand out from other candidates. His driving record is exemplary. He has never received a traffic citation or been involved in a traffic accident. Acceptable rating on his psych exam with the notation that he's a fast learner and above average intellectual capacity. He obtained both a bachelor's cum laude and master's degree from respectable institutions, and his credit is excellent. He showed no deception during his CVSA, and he graduated from the police academy at the top of his class, receiving both the academic and physical fitness awards. Then it goes on to state about the background, the petty theft.
That guy's on his way to become the mayor.
Most people say he has a good moral character. Rule 11B says that the employing agency is reasonable for conducting a thorough background. Okay, so this is talking about. And it goes on to say about what it talks about petty theft. He did not plead guilty and he did not have a criminal trial. So it's recommended that Mr. Aleda proceed, sir. So I don't know. Is he a good cop or is he a bad cop? Based on everything that we know about him.
On paper, he sounds amazing. I want to date him.
Yeah, there's Al saying, did that guy finally becoming a cop in Florida for dummies? I don't know. It's we'll see. FDLE still has this file. Oh, and speaking of FDLE, the commander was released of responsibility. It's like, no, yeah, he's good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. They said that it was a miscommunication because the conflict as offered by FDLE was that he said he was going to get like his binoculars and he from his car, so he was not witnessing the scene. He was not a witness at the time of the shooting. The FDLE kind of the way that I read that they wrote the okay, sorry, was that FDLE took it as that Holland told them that he was part of the shooting, that he witnessed the shooting.
Yeah.
So it was just clearing up. It's like, no, I was going to my trunk. I said, I heard the gunshots. Obviously, I was there. I mean, rifles make loud sounds.
Yeah.
But I didn't see who did the shooting. And he was in command of all the guys, of all the SWAT that were there. So that's why he was naturally going to be investigated by FDLE. So I got nothing else, man. We'll see where this complaint goes. Like I said, PLG is on top of it. 12 people in North Miami were pissed off, demanding justice. And it's like, yeah, well, this is how justice works in America. This guy he has a grievance and he filed it in a court. And now we wait. And Aleda has 20 days to respond. And we'll see what happens, or whether in the form of a motion to dismiss, which I would, or he'll file a proper response, which will probably include affirmative defenses. And that's all I've got to say about that. So let's take a break here. Patreon.com/Animal Instinct Show is how you can make sure that you can help us get to a full-time mode so we can look at, man, this was really, really great information. You guys have not heard this anywhere. That's cute that all the new local news organizations like hand this stuff to you, but where else would you find locally the breakdown that you just got? Nowhere is the answer. Rhino, you mentioned something else that the other way that can help us out. We've got something in the works as far as merch is concerned.
Yeah, so we have I'm reaching out to Amazon to sign up with them. You have to request to get invited, which is weird. You have to, it's like, hey, can I be in your party? Well, wait till we send you an invitation. Once you get the invitation, then yes, you can join this party. So that's kind of what's happening with Amazon. I know we have a lot of Prime members and people that would rather order through things like that through Amazon Prime. So we should be, hopefully within the next few days, we get accepted to merch, and then we can start submitting our shirts there and designs and stuff like that. And then possibly do an e-commerce store through Amazon and make it easier for folks. I'm looking at other local, trying to figure out, I mean, maybe some of the people listening could maybe know somebody where we can do something to the effect of we give them a shirt, maybe they host it on their e-commerce store or something, and then they buy it that way through a third party, and it's still a local vendor. I would love to do that because we definitely do not have the funds to do like our own storefront or something, just to sell commerce. But yeah, well, we're looking at Amazon for sure. That's going to happen. It's just a matter of days. Another company I'm looking at to possibly do other merch like pens and mugs and things like that. Everybody's been asking me about the fucking mugs, and it's like I'm to the point where I'm just gonna start, dry killing them myself and selling them from the house because everybody wants mugs. It's so weird. But yeah, the shirts. Yeah, right. The shirts will probably be cheap, more cost effective. I'm not going to say cheaper, but more cost effective than before. So I'm looking at maybe something like $15.99 or something like that. And I got to look into shipping costs and stuff like that to figure it out. So it doesn't exceed, I don't want to exceed $20 for folks. I know that was like a big thing people requested. And there's like a whole psychological thing when it comes to pricing. People tend to buy more, or they're more keen to buying a shirt if it's more expensive. which you have no idea the rabbit hole I've been going into when it comes to trying to figure this out, of the psychology behind the buyers and stuff like that. If you have a shirt that's $8.99 and then you have a shirt that's $19.99, well, what shirt are you more prone to buy? Oh, the $19.99 one, because you assume it's higher quality, even though it's the same fucking shirt. So now it's trying to deal with that perfect balance. It was like, well, we got our Miami folks who aren't, they're below margin on the salary rate, because we talked about that in the podcast. So let me see if I can get them to $15.99 or something like that. That even if we make some sort of profit to help with gear, that's fine. Something's better than nothing. And eventually once we blow up, we're gonna inflate the shit out of those.
Get blowed up.
So yeah, and if people have other ideas of what they would like other than just shirts, I mean, shoot us an email or send us on Facebook, or let us know personally. I mean, I can make stuff. That's not a big deal. We'll probably get to the point where we make like a series of something and there's only a limited amount and that's it. I was thinking about doing something like that, like the 100 series. So it's okay, there's only 100 versions of this. Once that's over, that's it. I'm not going to make any more of them.
Do the art world inflation system.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah.
It works. So,
yeah.
So yeah, do something like that.
Well, it works for popular items.
Oh, we'll get there.
like Star Wars. When they only make 100 of a Star Wars, whatever. It could be 100 freaking the background character face cloths, and everybody still wants them.
Is that a sandworm? Yep. I'm also working on my own stuff. I don't know if I should promote it here, but I talked about the Never Die Twice thing, so I'm working on that one too. That one is whatever. That's one of those that I'm waiting till all of this stuff happening with the contracts gets cleared up. Hopefully, by September 1st, everything eases out, everything mellows out, and I can focus more on stuff. I mean, this whole having to have a side job, or not a side job, my main job, kind of sucks when you're trying to do this stuff, man. It gets super hard, and you want to be super committed to everything, but it gets hard. So hopefully people appreciate the sacrifices that we do just to pop up on here every Wednesday and give them some sort of content. So
yeah, man, it's like if it's anything, I'm totally wiped out when I get home from work. And you mentioned that you do as well at the top of the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we're trying, man. If you can give us feedback to how to get better, by all means.
Yeah.
Please let us know. I'll Patreon Chaka, just to cover Chaka's question. It's not really crowd. I guess it's a sort of crowdfunding, but they basically give you like a whole web interface, and the promotional part of it is that while people can give money to you directly, it's kind of like you're like a neighborhood that they suggest that you give money to other creators that are there. You can check out our link to see more the full detail for podcaster, or they have your web basic. So in our case, since we post YouTube and on there, but it basically front. Think of your people that they're every month, a one-time payment, which I haven't seen on emails that gave us.
I hope people.
I haven't heard any like requests from him.
I don't know if you're saying anything.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother mentioned that you sound like Daft Punk with your.
Yeah, I saw it with.
Yeah, there's
that because of the reverb. Reverb.
Yeah, it almost sounds like you're getting auto-tuned. Like I expect T-Bane to bust out in the back.
I mean, no, my game's full. I am in a world of game. Oh man, what a world! All right, the other story, I can't find it. Late. Can you hear me? Did you turn off?
I can hear you, but I do hear you almost like if you're skipping.
Oh, you know why? That thing. I can change, but the delay is going to be. Anyway, you got anything while I get in the background here?
Yeah, so they're saying the same thing, that you sound choppy.
That's great.
Oh, you sound better now.
I don't know what could have possibly happened.
Probably something with because you're transmitting Wi-Fi, or you're actually connected directly to the internet.
No, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Could be it.
Cool. Is everybody off the Wi-Fi in my house? I hope.
You could tell Patty probably got on the Wi-Fi. She's like, "Oh shit, I gotta get off. I gotta get off."
I must have Verizon. Isn't that the better? It's
that guy left the Sprint. So
yeah. Well, let me know when I sound normal, because from our executive producer, giving a shout out to somebody in the chat room, One Chaka. He's got a new show, man. Did you see this?
No, I did. I have him. You know what? Let me see, because I have him. I'm subscribed to him, and whenever he gets something, it's supposed to send it to me. But unless he's got a whole new thing,
it's a whole new thing. It has nothing to do with YouTube. He is on cable television. It's a show.
Oh, you're talking about the Swamp.
Swamp Murders.
Yeah.
On channel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 16th.
Oh fuck! You're breaking up again.
Everybody, there's not a lot. He is on. Shame. So much post-production. Oh my god. We might not have a show until next month. with all the post-production I have to do, with all the cutting out the choppy crap, and oh my god.
Daft Punk is performing again. One more time. Okay, so you were saying Chaka's got a new show called Swamp Murders.
Chaka's got Swamp Murders. So it airs on Investigation Discovery beginning August 16th at 9 p.m. So all those of you with cable, check it out. Is there something that you can quickly say about it, Chaka, without breaking any contractual obligations?
Is he actually acting in it, or he's a writer in it, or he plays Killer Croc?
He plays Killer Croc. So was that movie bad or not? Because I keep hearing mixed reviews.
I heard all my friends said that it was good. That they said pretty much fuck Rotten Tomatoes. They're full of shit. It was actually better than they expected. And a lot of my friends were saying it was better than Superman versus Superman. What is it? A Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
Oh, nice. He's acting in it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. So Swamp Murders, everybody set your DVRs or whatever you guys use, whatever method it is that will remind you to watch on that night. Yeah, it's gonna buffer now. So there's gonna be a little bit more delay in the chat room. But it'll be a smoother experience, as we like to say here. So anything else? Any other promotions? You got any? Well, yeah, you're at work and here.
Yeah. It's other than the Rhino Chronicles should be. Again, I'm gonna post that vlog soon, hopefully within this week. As far as promotions, I'm sure everybody knows I'm currently in a relationship now. After slutting it up for like a year.
Did I lose you guys? You guys? You're on mute. Did you do something? Because nothing is coming through. This is a terrible show. I would not give these guys money for anything. I think they should pay me for watching and taking my time like they do. It's not like you didn't learn anything. Yeah, Reno, you're like out. I cannot hear a word you're saying. I see you panicking. You're turning as red as your shirt. And I get the whole conversation. So what's different about the show then, Badger? It is absolutely the worst. But this is what makes the show. Yeah, you're not kidding, Patty. We need freaking coffee. He's going to the bathroom. I'm actually homosexual. This relationship is a front. Is that what you just mouthed? I don't know, man. I can't hear crap. Can anybody else hear Rhino? Because I thought I heard you from Patty's phone. Anyway, so I guess by default, maybe our 8 hours were sped up by by Google going, this is terrible. No, nobody else can hear. This is so freaking awesome. Why don't you do you still have the link that I gave you to come in? If you do, I guess log off and jump back on, and we'll see if that fixes it. But Badger, this is the Animal Badger Show. So my other story was that I was going to talk about Zika in an alternative way, like we did last week. We spoke about DDT, and apparently what they're spraying out here is something called NALED, N-A-L-E-D. And I found this blog online called Eye on Miami. Generally, the writers are on Miami New Times. And I generally don't agree with them because they're totally like left-leaning. They've never seen a Republican that they liked. There you are. Now
Can you hear me?
Hear you. Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh my God. Dude, that whole time I'm like, how the fuck can't you hear me, man?
I don't know. Rebooting cures 99% of stuff. So I was telling our distinguished guest that we were getting back on the Zika topic in an alternative way because apparently all of Miami has Zika.
Yeah.
Even though it's only 22 cases. So the spray that they're getting around, according to this one Miami New Times blogger team that I check in on every once in a while. They're called Eye on Miami. One of the writers is called Genius of Despair. The other is called Gimlet Eye. They're very left-leaning. They don't promote Republican values of any sort ever on this blog, just as a preface. So somebody wrote to them saying, I'm a professor of the University of Puerto Rico, Rio Piedras campus, and I have been actively involved in the movement to prevent NALED spraying in Puerto Rico. We all have heard of the intention to fumigate Miami with NALED, and we are starting to see in Florida public servants not reading the science that is in front of them. The scare campaign, and I don't know if that's a reference to like the global warming thing, to get away from the letter for a second, public servants not reading the science that is in front of them. Anyway, the scare campaign from the EP, and there is an ellipsis here, so I have a feeling that these guys edited portions of the letter. Continuing, the scare campaign from the EPA and the CDC to spray NALED and PR has been relentless. The latest attempt was a video from President Obama. My generation has never had a president address our territory. So you can imagine how we all feel when a president tells us that we need to take this seriously, and when the CDC tells the press that they failed to raise conscience here. Puerto Rico is in dire financial crisis, and the last thing we need now is to lose our health with something that is doomed to fail from all angles. And he gave a bunch of bullet points here about NAILID. Here are the facts understood by 96% of the citizens of Puerto Rico. Number one, NAILID was banned by the European Union in 2012 because of the risk to humans and to the environment, and to the environment was deemed unacceptable. Exactly, nailed it. And this writer posts links to the evidence relating cancer and other chronic illnesses to organophosphate exposure goes from here to the moon, and lists a bunch of peer-reviewed documents on here. 3, relying on pesticide use for mosquito vector control as the first and only solution in hand can only lead to mosquito resistance to pesticides and the production of super mosquitoes, making the control of tropical diseases even harder. And more links. Number 4, Puerto Rico's Aedes is that's the species, the genus of the Aegypti that is carrying the Zika here in the United States. Puerto Rico's Aedes is currently resistant to 10 different pesticides, including Malaflon, partially resistant to deltametrine, and only non-resistant to NAILID. Number 5, Aedes aegyptis is a household mosquito with 80% of adults staying in and around houses or structures. 6, the risk of Zika-led microcephaly in newborns has been grossly exaggerated while minimizing the risk to pesticide exposure. And continuing on the same line of thinking, there is not a one-to-one correspondence between the number of microcephaly cases in Brazil and the number of babies whose mothers had Zika. To date, there are about 1,700 cases of microcephaly, and only 277 of those had mothers who tested positive for Zika. These stats are updated often. They are in Portuguese, but anybody with knowledge of Spanish can figure them out, and then they put the link. So they close out with more information. We're obviously going to put this all on the show notes page in comical fashion to remain consistent with today's show. So tying in more with why not DDT? Other mass producers, and it was amazing that we read that it was freaking Dow, which was a super what do you call it, science center, manufacturing chemical center of the 30s and 40s, that they made such a great product in DDT.
Was it Dow or DuPont? Or it's the same thing, right?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It was DuPont. No, I don't know if it's the same thing. I don't know if one purchased the other over time, but you're right. It was DuPont that we said. So here's this NAILID. We're getting sprayed with it. The mosquitoes will learn. And down in the Keys, now they approved GMO mosquitoes. You can't have any other GMO thing because every other GMO, without proof, of course, they're largely outlawed in third world countries that are starving to death. Even though we can put, great GMO created wheat crops that hold a lot more wheat on the shelf, so they can feed all those millions of people that are starving to death.
I find that hilarious.
But no, hey, they're going to grow like a third arm or like a wart on their ear without scientific evidence, but that's just a fear, and you better believe us or else. Monsanto.
So they genetically modify a mosquito rather than just genetically modifying the food so bugs aren't attracted to it? Got it.
Yeah.
I have no issues with GMO.
No, and neither does science. It's all these alarmists that have problems with GMO, whether through food. They've released GMO mosquitoes in the Keys in the past, and it was an epic fail. I mean, millions of dollars were put into this program. They were released into the wild, and the population was not controlled of mosquitoes. So, and then we should just do what Chaka just said.
Yeah. Why not just throw Pokemon?
You just discovered Aedes aegypti. Yeah, so we're going to throw a Pokeball.
I honestly think Zika's the new gluten allergy. I think that's what it is. Everybody's going to claim they got it.
Yeah. And then the whole microcephaly thing. I mean, we discussed that in the past, that it's laughable, the science behind that. But of course,
what the fuck is happening on that chat room?
Yeah. It's a
man.
guanábano.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all I got to check up on. We did the whole Art of War thing. Any other stories that you want?
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, Patty. The GMO skeeters are supposed to go.
GMO is Guantanamo.
Gitmo's Guantanamo. So you just had an epic fail joke, ha 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 ha, and like the 3 people that are still on watching us are gonna know.
Zika lives matter.
Oh, such a lively chat room. I'm glad to have the chat back. Yeah.
Dicks up for Harambe. Have you seen that hashtag?
Dicks up for Harambe. Is that no? I saw somebody post something else about
it. Yeah.
Apparently, they gave an homage to Harambe of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, that's all I got. So insert the music here. I don't know. Let me test the music for a second. You guys, let me know if you can hear the song. I can't control this.
I'm just gonna mouth it the whole way. No, it's not.
All right, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe unsure. Okay. So we'll add so much post-production. Jesus Christ.
Follow us on
Holy
Facebook,
crap.
Instagram, Snapchat, maybe not yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll post all that stuff somehow, some way, somewhere. Yeah, I don't know if y'all checked out the No Don't End. Medusa is saying, please, more of this garbage. It's I don't have any serious stuff left to talk about that we can screw up. I don't know. You want to unplug your headphones again?
No, that was horrible. The whole time you're saying shit, and I'm like, no, and they can't see because obviously they can't. You know, the audio's not triggering the video to pan to me. But the whole time I'm just freaking out, like, no. Just felt like Kevin Hart. No. No. What do we got? Did we promote everything?
I don't. We're on Twitter more than anything, yeah. Since we're getting away from Facebook.
Yeah.
While you were rebooting, I made the executive decision. For collectively, we are not going back to Facebook to do this Facebook Live stuff.
Okay.
There's a vote. Oh, there's Miami-Dade County is having their mayoral election on August 30th.
I'm not voting for Jimenez. Fuck that guy.
On August 30th. Oh yeah, we have a puppy naming contest going on. If you want to bring her back in, Patty, we can show it to everybody. Did the orbs go away, by the way?
I still see them. Well, no, yeah, they kind of they went away. I don't see them on mine.
I just think they were on the camera here, so I. Do the Scooby-Doo effect.
It's a bitch. The dog is a bitch. We're fine. Female.
Animal. You should do an Animal Instinct show barbecue. So all the proceeds are gonna go into the food.
Yeah. Everything we've earned. Fuck our equipment. Straight to the fucking meat. Unless people want to donate.
Is anybody watching the Olympics now that we mentioned it for a second?
I've watched it on YouTube.
Medusa, actually, that's not a bad name. I don't think anybody cares about the Olympics anymore. And part of it, I heard this guy Ben Shapiro Oh, we're gonna take a pause. Here is the dog.
Not me.
I just gotta talk again. There she is in all her cuteness. Yeah, she's been really chill. Oh, I almost unplugged just now.
Yes, vengeance would have been mine.
Yeah. So nobody's watching the Olympics apparently. Name her BLM. I don't know what else is going on in the Twitterverse. I brought up Miami New Time. The pesticide thing. See, pesticide sprayed over Wynwood. Look, here it is. Here's a follow-up. Banned in Europe, may also harm fetuses. So what? May also harm fetuses. So these guys are being alarmed. They just published a letter themselves, their own publication, saying, yeah, there's this link with microcephaly is really bullshit. It's like we need... It's not a causal concern. It's like, what if these women took vaccines that have links with microcephaly, by the way? Can't rule that out. What if they were doing crap before they were pregnant that is causing the microcephaly?
Hohen.
Yeah. HPV, does that cause microcephaly? I don't know. Does the HPV vaccine cause microcephaly? Wynwood restaurants and bars launch Love for Locals campaign with discounts and freebies. Please, it's safe. What is Zika?
Yes, nothing.
Come on, Zika's nothing.
If they can't get you with the Pokemon Go, they'll get you with the discount. I mean, people will go. They don't care. Terrorists could be attacking, and it's like, hey, by the way, half off on everything, and people will show up, especially here in Miami. So I know people that stand in line in Thanksgiving who have money just so they can get a turkey for free at the church. So fuck it, just so they can get free or at a discount. So I wouldn't be surprised. What is this? Maybe dirty dick at 28 week crushes the baby's head. What?
All right. So moving on to our sports segment. Apparently the Dolphins are having training camp, and that's all anybody's talking about. Every time I can't do it. I turn on the radio for like 5 seconds. The Miami Dolphins, they got to watch running a defense. I hate football season down here. It's not even football season, but they play their first game on August 12th.
Preseason?
Yeah, they're traveling to New York because naturally the freaking stadium isn't ready yet. I may need to move this.
Oh yeah.
I have a halo. Let's see.
Oh, now you're gonna tell me a scary story, huh?
We're gonna talk to you about the Miami Dolphins. They're never gonna win again.
No.
Okay.
I look forward to this season. Obviously, mainly to watch my boy Cameron Wake.
Yeah, you've always been a big fan of his.
I love that guy. It's a dream to meet him. I'd probably fanboy if I saw his ass. You saw that?
Oh, Chaka's freaking response to the name. I'm sorry. I was totally distracted. What was it that you were saying about Cameron Wake?
Oh, that I don't fanboy for too many people or get shocked when I see an actor or an actress. I mean, only when I see Chaka. But I'm sure I'd fanboy it up for Cameron Wake. If I saw that fucking guy, I'd probably be like, yo, we're like the same height and shit. You're like, total. I'd probably lose it. Name some stats. Nothing.
Sacks. We both have them. They must be big because, hey, look at you and look at me.
Yeah, man. I'm not mind rubbing elbows with that guy.
Yeah, so if you want to be disappointed, sports fans, go ahead and tune into the Dolphins throughout the season. The Miami FC, the soccer team, they whooped Minnesota United's ass last Saturday, 4-0. or zero, as they say on this side of the world. So, let me see how Fort Lauderdale. I know that they play Fort Lauderdale. It's the Miami Classic, or the South Florida Classico this week. The Tampa Bay Rowdies beat the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Too bad, suckers. So Miami and Fort Lauderdale play each other this Saturday. Where is the game being played at? That was the first game, upcoming game. We are in August, right? August 13. It's going to be in Fort Lauderdale, 8 o'clock.
What is that, Saturday?
Saturday. So go see your Miami FC. What is their name? Do they have a name?
I really just thought it was Miami FC. I didn't
Miami
know.
FC, yeah. I don't see
Florida
it.
Christian? I don't know. That's what I assumed FC stood for.
Yes, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. No, it doesn't have. It's just Miami FC. There's been many iterations of Miami FC, but this is just the latest one. They all fold because nobody's talking about them again. I don't know. After that first night at FIU, I don't know. You live near them. Do you ever see any increased activity by the stadium every once in a while?
Yeah, whenever, and they always post a digital sign saying that Miami FC entrance here. It's enough that they have to point it out to people to enter through that perimeter road that we have, or through that south entrance or whatnot. So it's a fire crotch. So yeah, usually whenever there's a game, that's when I know traffic kind of doesn't get super backed up, but there is a line that forms a lot of times just to get in during, I guess, a peak hour when people are trying to get in. And there seems to be a lot of fans that go to this thing.
Oh, okay. So that's good to see.
So, I mean, to me, it's a lot. I know maybe to a soccer hooligan or something sees it and it's like, oh, these people don't have many. But for soccer here in South Florida, I thought it was pretty big, the amount of people I see showing up. So, which made me want to go see them. It's like, oh, okay, they must be good then. You know, which again, it's the winner's mentality. If you're winning, or if you're any good, I'm gonna want to see you and see what it's all about, and maybe I'll get hooked more on soccer. I really want to give it a shot, man. I really want to get into it.
I'd like to go to a game. I don't think I've ever been to a proper football match.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Miami Marlins. Your Miami Marlins.
I only like them for the discounts.
They've had a rough week. Looks like the last 10 games they've been 4-6 according to the standings here. They still hold the last playoff spot. So if the playoffs were to start today, they would have been playing in that wild card match. The play-in basically is what it is. That if you win, you continue along your journey. I saw that their star reliever pitcher is on the DL retroactive to August 6th. So he can't come back until August 21st or 22nd. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we don't do deep analysis here. We just let you know that the Dolphins suck.
Yeah, maybe once football starts. I mean, I know I'm doing a fantasy this year again, which I had a blast, which honestly, man, if you don't know shit about football, like I didn't know crap. I don't follow stats, and I played football. I wanted to pursue a career for football for a while, wanted to even try out for the Dolphins and all this crazy drunken nonsense. But if you don't know stats, man, join a fantasy football league and watch how you pick that thing up real quick. Got involved with players that I didn't even know existed and started learning their stats, and you end up kind of nerding it up a little bit. So yeah, I had fun with it, and I'm doing it again this year with Alex and these guys. I don't know if you're gonna finally join us this year.
No.
Okay, so that's fine.
You can provide us fantasy updates.
I usually will. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, why not? I usually
need a sponsorship.
Have an algorithm. I have an algorithm that I follow, so that tends to help. And then there's a lot of. I got that first half of last year's fantasy season. I was like up there. I was like number one for a while. And then what tends to happen is I start losing focus or something, or I got preoccupied with something else. And then everything just started going south. Because I got to the point where I was like following these guys on Twitter and seeing how they felt and how they were writing. It's like, oh, if the guy had an argument with his wife or something like that. Because I had, I can't believe, Green Bay.
Rogers.
I would follow his girlfriend or I guess are they fiancés now or whatever? I would follow her, and based off of her Twitter and her Instagram and what was being posted, I would determine, all right, he's in a good mood. They obviously did something. I'm gonna play him. And usually, for the most part, when I would play him, I mean, I never really messed up with Rodgers. Rodgers was pretty consistent. The other guys were whatever. I had Jarvis Landry from the Dolphins, and he was pretty consistent, but he would have obviously some off games. There was a few guys. The what I hated the most was the randomness. The guys that you picked based off of stats, and they wouldn't perform for like the first 8 games. With that game number 9, bro, fucking 41 points that one guy gave you, and you're like, where was that? You were giving me 5 points this whole season, and that one fucking game. So I learned a lot through that one season. So I'm excited for this one.
Hey, asshole.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? And then a lot of it is just luck. There is a lot of strategy to it, but for the most part, it's all luck. You know, and honestly, I'm to the point that I think you could just pick a team that's gonna make it. You're like, all right, cool. The Patriots are probably gonna make it. Just pick the whole team. And what, you'll probably sit out 2 games. Who cares? You know, it's like, oh, these guys have their what is it, their rest week or whatever. It's like, yeah, who cares? You'll win. Honestly, go ahead.
One of the years that I had Aaron Rodgers with these guys that you currently play with, Aaron Rodgers had his bye week, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so we're not playing this week.
Yeah.
It was the year that, you know, he was setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
That year, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't make any. It's stupid not to play. If Aaron Rodgers is not playing, nobody else needs to play. It is nonsensical. So, I want to throw something up on the screen here.
Go ahead.
Real quick, because I want to show you that it looks like someone that we know that is still in the chat room made the Miami New Times. Check this out.
Jean Michael.
Do you see it?
Chris Joseph. What?
Doesn't that look like one Chocapocalypse? Circa 2006, like it says there on the.
Oh man.
Chaka's getting around, man. His role as Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Yeah, that guy was a good artist.
Got some attention. Totally racist. Absolutely. I own that one. I am not checking my privilege there.
Was it racist? Really? The guy's. You make one Malcolm X joke, and everybody loses their shit.
All right. What else do we close with? We already did the Twitter stuff, and we can't play the song. I'll take care of that. Don't worry. By the time it gets to archive.org, I gotta fix the MP3 link. I know people have asked about the iTunes thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's like, I'm a white guy making fun of a black guy who's making fun of a white guy. I'm the dude that's playing a dude who's playing another dude.
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah, I saw it recently within the last probably 3 months or so, and I didn't laugh that much. But yeah.
No, there's funny scenes in it, but it's not hysterical. No.
I like the line about the Jeffersons. It's like, you're saying you're saying the lines from the Jeffersons, and he goes, "Don't make it any less true, man."
Obviously, I'm big on the Tom Cruise scene where he's talking about the Big Dick Party, because his character was awesome in that movie. I don't know if you remember. He's the producer. Yeah, that guy. Balding with huge Jew forearms.
You're a goddamn hero. Yeah. Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Oh Lordy. So yeah, what do we got? Promotions, Instagram, the Animal Instinct Show, Instagram. You got the Twitter, which you handle mostly. I like the fact that on Facebook you're now hyphening who is saying what, because I think that clears it up. Because there's been too many times where we'll say something and they're wondering who posted it, so that works out too.
Okay.
I don't know if, I mean, you obviously caught onto the fact that you are doing that.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Because
that okay was like, sure.
uh,
Am I hyphening these fucking Facebook quotes or posts? The Snapchat we don't have, which I kind of don't think we need one.
I don't
and
understand.
I guess if we do Facebook Live stuff, it'll be more for like events as we show up to something. If now that we're not going to do the show on that.
Yeah, more on a mobile front because YouTube doesn't have a live interface to do it mobile anyway. Yeah. And we did all the encoding through here through YouTube through Google Hangouts. So I guess I gotta leave it with the buffering installed if my voice was choppy.
Yeah.
We've got a MySpace page coming back. Don't do this again. So, all right, the Kiwi thing is out. It's out. We'll.
I love the instant research and development. Like, yeah, fuck it, no.
Yeah.
So, do you guys like this? It's like, no.
Nope.
Why do you want to fuck me with aluminum foil, sir? Thank you.
Okay. Big Sugar, Hillary Clinton was in town. Our little sister director, design your own beer stein at Butcher Shop Summer Arts and Keg Series. That's something to do.
Oh, that's right. Miami Spice, I think, if it hasn't started, that's about to start. I was part of what else I got? Production called The Lovely Thoughts. So I think that's coming out in October, which I'm not in. I'm actually just a prop master on that one. I think I've talked about that before. I'm going to be in a music video. So that's happening.
You're going to be
actually
in the shooting? Okay.
Yeah, I will shoot everyone. No, it's I'm going to I think the concept is something involving the 7 deadly sins, and I will be playing Wrath. So that's what they got me playing in that, which I guess is fitting to play Wrath.
I suppose so. All right, we'll have to tighten it up for the next show. So what did you want to do next Wednesday, or try to do a Sunday thing?
Sunday I'll be in Disney this weekend. Okay. Unless you want me to do it from Mickey Mouse's
anus.
Yes.
Do it from his front shorts pocket.
Yeah. And Wednesday for sure, I'm down to do it here because I should be back. I should be returning from up north Wednesday morning. So I should be here Wednesday. No problem. So if you want to do it here, or we can attempt to do another Google Chats.
Good God.
Try to tie it up. So.
Yeah. I guess we'll do it through here. So no more Kiwi. Yeah, Kiwi. Medusa had asked what the Kiwi was. Yeah, that was the. She's describing it as the Skype thing, but it was just a chat client. The effect. I'll get out through the blogger. Yeah, then it was a terrible experience. Apparently, my brother-in-law gave up after a couple of attempts. Yeah. So the walrus was not among us. The executive producer over here was pissed at me. It's like, yeah, this whole thing sucks. It's Medusa's a guy, bro. Okay. I'm not falling for that one.
A guy and a girl. What? He's trans.
It's it's a gender neutral robot.
I'm about a size 12. No, 15. I'm sorry, 14.
What are you there, about a size 12? There's a playoff of White Van. Since we're the creepy white people. I already got the receding hairline going. I just need the golden locks.
You need to get a ponytail.
My eye is half shut most of the time, so that I got that going for me.
You look like you reek of pickles. Just pickles and bad decision.
That's oh man. So I don't know. I got nothing else, man. It's
no, we're good. We can close out if you want. I'm good.
I don't care. I actually slept last night, thankfully. Even with the new dog, I thought the dog was gonna keep me up. Thanks, Shaka. And go watch Shaka on Swamp Murders ID, August 16th, 9 p.m. Do it. As he said, support your boy. All right, we'll go take that into a segue. The show's mascot will be a pickle. No, you know what we do need to do? Let's do some little post-production talk, shop talk here. We need an ostrich. I've been saying that because we got to like nominate an ostrich of the week. That's that person that digs their head in the sand and is completely oblivious to like stuff that we talked about here. Like, yeah, here's this fucking guy's complaint. We keep up with this shit, unlike the actual news that goes, what the fuck is that happening over there? And then goes on to the next story. I go, no, yeah, we're past it. That's outside the 48-hour cycle.
Cool. Ostrich of the week. I like that.
The ostrich of the week. So we'll get that. We got it on both sides of the national campaigning apparently this week. Did you hear what Trump said? No. What did he say? Well, I heard that he said, according to this guy over here, he said that he's going to kill Hillary. You don't have to take my word for it, but that's what I heard. All right, why don't we look up the quote? Why would we do that? I mean, it's already being reported. Again, if anybody can give me anything that's being positively messaged about Hillary, what are the positive messages Hillary is transmitting to the world? I'm all ears. Let us know. animalinstinctsshow@gmail.com. That's it. So thank you, chat room. Oh my God. Yeah, Trudeau. Jesus criminy. Yeah. More Muslims, please. Yeah, just let him in. Yeah, that's right. Whatever is happening in France is very good for Canada too. So, chat room, you guys are awesome as always. Glad like I said, the interaction was really great to have. Hillary has a nice smile.
She got that.
Now she doesn't open her. She doesn't open her mouth and even her tongue. Now that the people called her out on that, and the whole thing with the Valium, man, they are like killing her. Sadiq Mateen's father, Omar Mateen's father, the Pulse shooter's father.
Yep.
Was in the crowd the other day, and there's freaking photo evidence. There's like promotional photos of this guy being in the goddamn State Department while Hillary was the Secretary of State, and he's there posing with like other personnel from the State Department. It's astonishing the links that the Islam has with the Democrats, with the Democratic candidate. But whatever. Hey, man. And I'm asking another question I'm posing out there to all my gay friends. And I'm not a homophobe by any stretch of the imagination. Why is it that you would vote for someone that would allow people that believe in an ideology that kills homosexuals?
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. So you want to vote for Hillary, that's fine. But just know that people from the Islamic faith are coming in here and they don't like homosexuals. There are 10, as we pointed out in that reintroduction show, there's 10 Islamic countries, 10 Muslim countries that allow the homosexual, penalty of death as a homosexual. Yes, I'm talking about Rhino. Rhino will soon be dead at the hands. Oh, yeah. I love Thomas Sowell. Love Thomas Sowell. He is absolutely a genius. Totally a power bottom.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, let's end it there. Now that we call a black economist a power bottom that is going to get killed by the Islamic State because he's black and gay and an economist that speaks out against the Islamic State. All right, good night, everybody. Does this have like a ticker on it somewhere? Yeah, there's a ticker, and it's. I hope when it stops ticking, I hope nothing bad happens. All right. I'm going to end the broadcast.
All right, brother.
I can find this crap here. Where the hell did it go? Here. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Peace out, everybody.